Hi, we're here at the Global Online Marketplaces Summit in Miami with Renata, the COO of Grupo Zap in Brazil. So thank you very much for coming to the conference.
Thank you for the opportunity.
No, it's fantastic. So thank you for speaking yesterday about the business. Tell me more about what Grupo Zap does.
So Grupo Zap is the big property portal in Brazil. We have two portals on consumer facing, which is Zap and Viva Real. And then we have three other businesses, which are Data Zap, which is our intelligence arm that serves developers and banks on like intelligence for their real estate assets.
Yes.
We have Conecta Imobi, which is our education arm. And then we have Sua House, which is a CRM that was tailored for the developers, so we can understand their sales process.
Okay, so and this is the merger of Zap, the Globo-owned Zap,
Yes.
with Viva Real, which was the entrepreneurial independent startup company. And how did that merger go?
So it was an adventure, like it was a merge of equals. We came in, so Zap was founded 20 years ago. Viva Real had 10 years at the time of the merger, and we were merged at about the same size on most of the metrics. So it was a merge of equals. We tried to create, like the business were very similar and complementary.
Yeah.
So we created like a new business based on everything that we had. We had to merge systems, culture, and consolidate the position as the leader of the real estate market in Brazil.
Okay, so well done at doing that and getting through that integration process. Now, you're something. I think you mentioned yesterday, something like 60% of visits in the market will go to either Zap or Viva Real. So it's a very dominant player in the market. Now, one of the things that's been talked about a lot, especially by you guys, is the iBuyer model. Can you tell me a bit more about what it is that you're starting to do in the Brazilian market?
So we're trying to buy, it's like we're buying the real estate asset ourselves. Our thesis is that we can improve the experience if we hold the asset. So we can find the right deals with our data and our demand data and pricing data, and then refurbish and give the asset a little bit of renovation, and then offer it to the market. Always working with brokers and agents, so we can work with the market to improve the liquidity of the market and the experience of people buying and selling real estate.
Okay, now, clearly, to be successful as an iBuyer, you've got to buy at the right price.
Yes.
And data is king in this game. Tell me more about your data. Where do you get it from? Because I would from my experience in Latin American markets and also within the Brazilian market, there's not a lot of data.
No.
So how do you get the data? How do you ensure that it's accurate so that your valuation models allow you to buy properties at the right price?
So we have a lot of proprietary data. The two main sources of data we use is like demand data, so we know what people are looking for.
Yes.
Because something that is very important, the iBuyer, is like the turn of the asset. So we don't want to hold the asset for too long. And then we have all the data on pricing and the listing pricing, like for how much people are asking, like the asking prices. We have more data in our databases that we offer than we show in the portals.
Okay.
So we have a better quality of data inside our house, and we're also like enriching this data all the time with like transaction data, and like we have taxes data that we get from the government, and then we have all those sources to enrich the data. We have been using the AVM with developers for some time now. So when developers have a new building, they come to us, we study the offer that they have, and we propose a pricing for them.
Yep.
And so that has been like, we have been using and testing, and it has been added to the market on the developers. Now we're testing it to like
Okay,
retail.
now I believe your DataZap business has been around for quite a while.
Yeah, more than 5 years.
Okay, and so this is a well-tested model.
It is. The main price index, the market price index in Brazil, it's FIPE-ZAP, and it's owned by our data business.
Okay, and do banks use this?
Yeah, so banks use it to evaluate their assets, so everything they're holding in their sheets, they use our AVM to do it on scale and reprice everything that they hold in their balance.
Okay, so that gives comfort from an iBuyer model perspective, that when you look at a property, you can make an offer based on what you think it's going to go for.
Yes.
Now, is the approach you're taking to say if a house is worth 200,000 on on an AVM model, you offer maybe 180, so you actually offer a discount for liquidity?
Yes, it's a convenience premium. So because it takes so long for people to sell in the market.
How long? I think you mentioned
It
some
takes
crazy
like
time.
Crazy, like 468 days on average.
So
it
wait,
takes forever.
468
That's a year and a
days,
half.
a year
Yeah.
and a half to sell
Yeah.
a house in Brazil.
So people
Cool.
are probably, if they're willing to sell and they need to sell, it's fair for both sides that there is a convenience premium on it, and
Yes.
that's going to be embedded in the model.
Now that raises a question, right? If it takes 460 odd days to sell a house in Brazil, and you offer, you buy the house for 180, so there's that convenience premium, isn't it going to take you 468 days to sell the house? And won't you have the carrying costs for 400? So how do you plan to address that issue?
So we have demand data. So we were looking whether you're going to make an offer to an apartment, yes or no. We look at the demand data. For me, that's the most important data we have
Right.
because we know what we can put through, like our network of advertising, and get it.
Right, so it's basically, while the average is 468, there are
Yes.
pockets which may be 60.
There are pockets that are much higher. So it's a distribution.
And so you'll target the attractive people who want liquidity in the attractive pockets where you think you can move it in a reasonable time.
Yes, that's the thesis
Okay.
we're working on.
Okay, so good luck with this iBuy model.
Thank you.
I think it'll be a very interesting journey in the Brazilian market. So by the way, thank you very much for
Thank
coming to the
you.
conference. Okay,
Thanks.
thanks Renata. Thank you.